What's up, y'all? I had to do an impromptu live um, with the Bleacher Report's top 100. It's just pure propaganda. It's literally pure propaganda. And I've told you all before that they have to put separation between LeBron and Kobe. Because if you start comparing LeBron to Kobe, then you're going to compare all of the other players. So if Kobe's in a top 10 list with LeBron, naturally people start assessing all the people in that top 10 list. But if you put Kobe at 11, then it's no longer a discussion. And then if you put Steph Curry in the mix, now all of a sudden, really LeBron's, I guess, greatest adversary in this era is Steph Curry. Think about this now. They're trying to make you believe that LeBron had to go up against Steph. I'm not saying that Steph Curry isn't great. I'm saying they're trying to make you believe that LeBron had to go up against Steph. I wonder if I can see if these comments are posted. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Angel Wings. Thank you. Thank you, JV Chanel. But this is all about LeBron James. We know that all of these people work for Clutch Sports. We know that Jeff Teague works for Clutch Sports. Gilbert Arenas' son is signed to Clutch Sports. Draymond Green is signed to Clutch Sports. Shannon Sharp signed to Clutch Sports. Nick Wright signed to Clutch Sports. All these people are signed to LeBron. So why would they get on TV and say something or tell the truth about LeBron? But putting Kobe Bryant at number 11 is just blasphemy. Gilbert Arenas created this thing where you rank players based on accomplishments. So he says you got an MVP during the season, you get 1,000 points. How is a season MVP worth more than a finals MVP? How is a season MVP worth more than a finals MVP? What do you all want? Do you all want 6 finals MVPs or do you want 6 league regular season MVPs? Me personally, I want 6 finals MVPs. Thank you, JV Chanel. Anybody saying that LeBron is top 10, right, is smoking angel dust. Literally. They call it getting wet. They call it that butt naked. You smoking, back in the day, they would smoke that angel dust, that sherm, and it would make people get naked. That's what y'all smoking. The audacity to put Kobe Bryant 11th, and then what Gilbert Arenas is doing, he's such a slithering, slimy snake. What Gilbert Arenas is doing is he's doing this for all the novice out there because they don't understand what basketball is supposed to look like because LeBron has made the game so trash. The person can't even tell you what the game is supposed to look like. They think what LeBron James is doing is good. That's how you know the game is trash. Man, did you see what LeBron did last night? No. Man, he's 40 years old. I didn't see it. If LeBron James wins, he's the GOAT. If he loses, it's everybody else's fault, or he's 40 years old. This is why LeBron James shouldn't be ranked at all, because he isn't held to a standard of basketball. He's not held to a standard. If he loses, it's everybody else's fault, or he's old. And if he wins, he's the GOAT. He's not held to a standard. So why would I rank LeBron? Why would I rank LeBron and he doesn't have to compete for an actual legacy? Calvin said, finals MVP is for legacy, season MVP is for the check. I agree. Calvin said, finals MVPs are for legacy, season MVP is for the check. Exactly. So again, if anybody wants to be measured as a great player, you want finals MVPs. Because MVP voting is biased. And Gilbert Arenas is such a slithering, slimy snake. How you gonna knock Kobe for not having multiple MVPs, but then you admit that they kept him from getting 2 or 3 more MVPs? Gilbert Arenas literally said Kobe should have more than one MVP. They hated on him. Then he's going to use that same thing against him. He don't have enough MVPs. Why he can't be top 10? Let's just compare, because Steph Curry is the one that pushed Kobe Bryant out of the top 10. Land of basketball. These are where they compare players. So we have, let's just say we want to measure based on straight accolades. Let's just say that. Steph Curry has one more season MVP than Kobe Bryant. Right? So now Curry is in the lead if we're measuring. But Kobe Bryant has one more finals MVP than Steph Curry. So now I would say we could say they're even. If we go by the first 2 measurements, season MVPs, finals MVPs, Steph Curry and Kobe Bryant are even though I put more weight on finals MVPs. But let's just say they're even. Now we get to all NBA first teams. Kobe Bryant 11, Steph Curry 4. Now we get to all NBA teams. Kobe Bryant 15, Steph Curry 11. Now we get to all defensive first teams. Kobe Bryant 9, Steph Curry 0. Now we get to all defensive teams, period. Kobe Bryant 12, Steph Curry 0. What are we talking about? Even if I go to some more stats, scoring leaders, Kobe and Steph did it twice. Steals leader, Curry got him on the steals leader. But my point is, this list isn't even comparable. This is not even comparable. Look at this. 11 first team All-NBAs to 4. The argument is done. 12 all defensive teams to 0. The argument is dumb. It's done. But again, this is about LeBron James and the media. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, y'all tell me he's so great, right? So if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is so great, why do they only mention one thing about him? You are right, Cyber Dreams. A lot of NBA players are smaller in person. They are. Corey said Kobe didn't respect none of these dudes because their winning mentality was non-existent and work ethic was utterly poor. They're drooling at the chance to sabotage his legacy because of hurt feelings. I agree. A lot of these guys hated Kobe. And they hated Kobe because of his standards. You know, when somebody else is working hard and you're not, you automatically feel like you're doing something wrong. When you see somebody working hard and you're not, you automatically want to start doing something. It's just a natural reaction. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is so great, right? Why do they only mention the skyhook? Y'all keep telling me Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is so great, but he only has 2 finals MVPs. Y'all got Bill Russell, number 5. He got 1 finals, and he didn't get finals MVP. He averaged a triple-double 1 season. Why is Bill Russell above Kobe Bryant? Why? I'm sorry. Got him confused. I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. Not Bill Russell. I'm thinking about Oscar Robertson. But let me go back to Bill Russell. Bill Russell was a winner. And I'm not going to take that from Bill Russell. I'm not going to say he didn't have winners' intangibles. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that Bill Russell was in an era where there was like how many teams? 8 teams. And I know we can't take away his championships, but come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. We can't measure it the same if the league is all white. I'm sorry. The league being all white makes a difference. I'm sorry, especially back then. I can't put Bill Russell top 5. I can't. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, y'all tell me he's so great, but he has 2 finals MVPs, but he has 6 rings. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? He has 6 finals rings, but he has 2 finals MVPs. That means for the majority of his finals runs, he wasn't the best player. How in the world is he number 3? Now, we know that LeBron James shouldn't even be in the top nothing. So LeBron, but again, this is about trying to secure LeBron James' spot. LeBron James, and I'm going to show y'all, should not even be in the top 20. He is literally one of the worst superstars statistically ever. Shaquille O'Neal being top 10, I'm not going to argue. Although Shaquille O'Neal should, if he put the work ethic in, he should have been closer to top 2. He wasn't going to pass Mike, but he could have been number 2 if Shaquille actually cared enough. And I tell you all about these players that rely on their God-given ability that Kobe Bryant wasn't given, because Kobe Bryant had to work for everything he had because he wasn't super athletic. He wasn't super big. Kobe had to work for everything that he had. Now you get why he had to develop a Mamba mentality. He didn't have these guys' intangibles. He didn't have these big hands. He didn't have a super athleticism. He didn't have a size. He didn't have these big, broad shoulders. Kobe had to work for everything. That's why I give Steph Curry more credit than LeBron, because Steph Curry is 6'2", 180-something pounds. I put Steph above LeBron. Steph is playing with skill. He ain't super quick. He ain't athletic. He ain't strong. He ain't big. Everything Steph Curry is doing is off of skills. But guess what? Steph Curry carried the team. If y'all say he carried the team, I don't believe he carried. But you can say that Steph Curry carried the team in 2022. If you want to say it. If you want to say Steph Curry carried the team, you can say Steph Curry carried the team in 2022, but he has 4 rings. So that means that out of his 4 rings, he was the best player once. Even if I say they cheated him out of his first finals MVP because he beat LeBron, even if I say that, that still gives him 2 out of 4, which is at 50%. To me, that doesn't put him above Kobe, because Kobe took his team as the lead guy to the finals 3 times in a row. He didn't win 3 times in a row, but he took his team, and those Laker teams were not that good. Justin Lewis said, "Are you calling Pau Gasol a generational big man?" Is that what I just heard you say? Are you calling Pau Gasol a generational big man? Does anybody want to see what Pau Gasol did before and after Kobe? This man just said that Pau Gasol was a generational big man. Do I need to pull up Pau Gasol's stats in the 2008 finals? Kobe Bryant won with a coke sniffing Lamar Odom. Kobe Bryant won with a bum leg, wooden leg Andrew Bynum. He won with people like Derek Fisher, Lamar Odom, Bynum, Gasol, washed up Meta World Peace one year. What are we talking about? Are we serious? Have y'all seen them Lakers squads? Have you know what's funny? When I tell these young kids, when I show them these teams, Like because the media is gonna trick you. But when I show them the actual photos of these teams, they be like, "Who are these?" Thank you. They scratching their head like, "Who is that? Who exactly?" When Kobe lost Gasol and Shaq, Kobe literally tanked for years. What I find funny is that when LeBron James went to the West with talent, he tanked. Kobe didn't have any talent. Kobe got one player and went to the finals. LeBron James has stacked teams in LA and couldn't make the playoffs. So we're not going to talk about none of this nonsense that y'all bringing up. If Kobe had the teams that LeBron had in LA, we wouldn't be having this discussion. Kobe won with Derek Fisher, Trevor Ariza, Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom. We got to stop the nonsense. LeBron James lost with top 5 Hall of Fame players. Top 5 at that time in the league, maybe top 10. But D-Wade was top 5. How does LeBron James lose with a top 5 player in the league? That's not Kobe Bryant. That's not Michael Jordan. That's not nobody on this list loses with a top 5 player. So who are y'all comparing Kobe to? Give me a Justin. Don't get me upset, man, because you sound like you trolling. Don't get me upset. Don't make me pull out you know what? I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it. This is this is what this era of basketball has done, because these guys don't know basketball. What they know is the media. They know what LeBron James has fed them. We're gonna listen to Scap. We're gonna listen to Scap real quick, and we're gonna give you all the facts so we can go ahead and shut this nonsense down. This is what we got to do. We got to shut it down, because I know that sports eventually is going to die. I know that they're going to have a transgender player in the NBA. Mark my words. There's going to be a transgender player in the NBA. Mark my words. But let's go to Scap real quick, and let's let Scap talk to Justin real quick. I want Scap to talk to Justin. Let's see what Scap has to say about Justin. Let's go, Scap. I'm ready for you. Let's go.
We have been building to this for weeks, hell, years, which is why I feel compelled to strike back against the insane, unfounded, hypocritical, and uneducated Kobe Bryant slander, which has been percolating around the interwebs for damn near basically the moment of his untimely passing, where fraud journalists, former scrub players, and everyone else with a targeted agenda to downplay the legendary Black Mamba have been slithering out of their little holes, all of it building to this. What that yellow journalism, fake news, sensationalized garbage rag Bleacher Report dropped last night. Their most recent ignorant Kobe Bryant hit piece, a top 100 all-time rank, which lists Kobe Bean Bryant at 11th behind Steph Curry. And this right here is the exact shit I have been talking about. The systematic overrating of other players to diminish and marginalize Kobe Bryant, a top 3 all-time scorer in league history, top 3 in most 40, 50, and 60-point games all time. He has still nearly 50 more 40-point games than Curry, more 50-point games than Steph Curry and Kevin Durant have combined. Kobe posted the best scoring season ever if adjusting for pace and possessions. He is 4th all-time on the career scoring list in both the playoffs and the regular season. Curry is currently 24th and 10th on those respective lists. And that is while Bryant has 9 first-team defensive selections and 12 overall. 12 to Curry's 0. Kobe won more titles than Steph Curry with less help and while playing against harder competition.
So let me just stop it real quick. You see, what Justin was doing is Justin was saying that Kobe Bryant's teams weren't good. And I love this because LeBron James was in the East. And we kept saying that the East was trash. And as soon as LeBron James came to the West, he didn't even make the playoffs. So that lets you know how trash the East was. LeBron James only won a bubblegum in a dish. How many pieces do you wish championship? LeBron James won a championship with the Lakers when nobody else wanted to play basketball. The players wanted to quit to protest. Nobody wanted to play. And LeBron James went into a meeting and told them players, I got my money. Y'all need to get your money. We got to play, because LeBron knew that was his perfect time to win a championship against the weak Miami Heat. And if you go back and watch that bubblegum dish championship, if you go back and watch it, what you're going to see is Anthony Davis led the team in every category except one, but they gave LeBron James the finals MVP. Anthony Davis led the team in 9 categories, but LeBron led it in assists, and they gave LeBron James the finals MVP. I don't want to hear nothing about what Kobe Bryant did with that trash he had on his team. Y'all talk about Kobe played with Shaq. You don't mention no other players. You know why? Because you can't. Y'all say that Kobe played with Shaq, but you never mention the rest of the roster. You know why? Because it was trash. It was people like Rick Fox, people like Glenn Rice on the bench, people like Mitch Richmond on the bench. These people were washed up. Derek Fisher, Devin George. Are we serious? You can't even name the people on those Lakers team. All you can do is diminish what Kobe did because of Shaq. Thank you, old Ron Harper. But if we go back and look at those years with Kobe and Shaq, you're going to see that some years Kobe Bryant got more MVPs than Shaq. It wasn't like it was just this. No, it was some years it was like this with Kobe and Shaq, and some years it was like this with Shaq and Kobe. So when they talk about Kobe was a number 2 and he was riding Shaq's coattails, that's all cap. That's all cap. At the end of the day, LeBron got y'all believing that Kobe Bryant gets diminished because he played with Shaq, as if LeBron James hasn't played with the most Hall of Famers in NBA history. LeBron James is currently playing with Luka. Why are we even having this discussion? This man just said, Glenn Rice with the Lakers. Okay, they weren't trash. This is what I find funny about this whole thing, right? If I pull these players' stats up with the Lakers, and I'm going to do it, if this was a LeBron-led team, the argument would be LeBron was playing with trash. If I pull these players' numbers up, the argument is going to be LeBron was playing with trash. But because it's Kobe, now all of a sudden these guys aren't trash. But let's pull their numbers up. Let's see, before I get back to Scap, let's see which Lakers, the 2000 Lakers? Who we going to look at? 2001 Lakers. And on top of that, Kobe's record against the almighty Spurs is 4-2. Kobe's record against the Spurs is 4-2. Just go look it up in the playoffs. So he beat your mighty Spurs too, 4-2. So that means he beat the Spurs with Shaq and without Shaq. 2000 NBA Finals. We got a LeBron apologist in here, and I love tearing y'all up. I love slicing and dicing y'all, putting y'all on the grill, Benihana, putting y'all on the Benihana grill. I love slicing and dicing. Okay, so let's go to, since somebody said that they weren't trash, let's see if these numbers qualify as trash. Let's see. Let's see. Glenn Rice averaged 11.5 points a game. Ron Harper averaged 10.8 points a game. Robert Horry averaged 9 points a game. Rick Fox averaged 7 points a game. Derek Fisher averaged 6 points a game. So you all want to convince me that that is not trash. But if I pull up LeBron James teams, and they got the same stats, what are you going to say then? You're going to say he played with trash. You're going to say that he played with trash. 2007 NBA Finals. Now, we've been told that LeBron James played with trash. So let's see what he did in the finals against the Spurs. Since he was playing with trash, he should have shined. Right? If LeBron James was playing with trash, then he should have shined because clearly he was the best player on the team and he should have shined. But let's go. Here we go. Drew Gooden, 13 points a game. Boobie Gibson, 11 points a game. Sasha Pavlich, 10 points a game. Adrinas Ilgauskas, 8 points a game. Varejao, 8 points a game. Isn't it funny how those stats are so similar to the Lakers stats, yet when it's with LeBron, it's trash, but when it was Kobe, it's good. I told y'all the La Media has put a spell. And if I go, okay, well, let's go to this. Now, we can agree that during the 2007 finals, the Spurs were allowing LeBron James to shoot the ball. They let LeBron James shoot. You don't have to take my word for it. Go back and watch the series. Let's see what LeBron James shot with the Spurs letting him shoot jump shots. Let's see what he shot from the field. LeBron James shot 36% from the field, 20% from three, and 69% from the free throw line. You can't name no superstar that if a team let them just shoot, that they're going to shoot 36% from the field and 20% from three. And I also might add, he had 23 turnovers in 4 games. So we can agree that LeBron James was utter trash in 2007 finals. Now I can go to some more finals. I can go to some more. But let's continue. Let's continue with Scap. Stimulated Student said, there's context with LeBron's numbers. He dominates the ball, and everybody has to wait in the corner. Even if he had a great team, he doesn't do well. Just look at his first 2 years with Miami. We can look at his 4 years with Miami. They went 2-2 in the finals, largely because of the way he plays. And people say he's efficient. I'm like, how are you not going to be efficient with a bunch of putbacks and fast break dunks? LeBron James shooting jump shots, shooting beyond 3 feet, he shoots 37% from the field. Beyond 3 feet from the basket, he shoots 37%. So that means LeBron James' efficiency as a scorer is that of a center. Thank you. Thank you, simulated students. But let's go back to Scab.
There is literally no case to have Curry over Kobe, nor is there any case to have Kobe outside of any top 5 lists. He is one of only 2 players in league history, along with LeBron James, to score a minimum of 30,000 points while posting at least 6,000 rebounds and 6,000 assists. He has the second most first-team selections in league history, and that is while being tied for the most first-team defensive selections ever. He is routinely belittled for having Shaq, yet Steph Curry is now on this list above him, despite having Kevin Durant for 2 of his 4 titles and 2 other perennial All-Stars and Hall of Famers in Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. Magic Johnson is 4th on this very list, while having Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on his team for every one of his 5 titles. Kareem, meanwhile, who is 3rd on this list. Oh, and did I mention James Worthy, who is on 3 of those titles? Worthy, who is a top 50 all-time player. Further, Kobe beat more 50-win opponents in the playoffs from just 2008 to 2010 alone, with not one other top 75 all-time player.
So when we talk about overachieving, we clearly see that Kobe Bryant was overachieving. You see, the problem is that basketball, when we're talking about basketball, it's a nuanced conversation. But what LeBron James managed to do is he's managed to put most of these people on the short bus, because LeBron James isn't very cerebral. He's not very cerebral when it comes to basketball. He literally plays LA Fitness basketball. Literally. At the end of the game, you know he ain't going to take the shot. You know he's going to just swing the pass to somebody that he shouldn't be passing the ball to. We've seen this countless of times. At the end of the day, there is nothing that LeBron James does better than Kobe. Nothing. LeBron James pass better. Throwing the ball behind your back once a game don't mean you pass better. Kobe makes the better basketball passes because Kobe is drawing a double team and passing the ball to someone in scoring position where they're comfortable. Not LeBron James slinging you the ball with 2 seconds on the shot clock in the corner. It's not the same thing. When Michael Jordan passes you the ball, you are in your spot where you are comfortable at and you are ready to score. That is a way better pass than what LeBron James does, slinging the ball to you as the shot clock is winding down. We got to stop. Basketball is a very nuanced conversation. When it comes to Kobe Bryant, it is very nuanced. It is very nuanced. The stuff that Scap is saying, most y'all didn't even know. It is because it's been Kobe hate because of LeBron. There is no player in this generation that says, I model my game after LeBron. Nobody. You can't take what LeBron James does on the court and teach it to a camp full of kids. You can't. He don't have any footwork. He can't shoot. He can't dribble. He's a turnover machine. What are we talking about? There is nothing LeBron James does that you can teach other than acting like you reading a Malcolm X book. Thank you, simulated student. Simulated student said LeBron made retards believe that they can opine on basketball. He totally ruined the science of the game. He did. He did. He did. Because now you got a deeper. That's all, folks. You got silly Buck Shannon Sharp, the old field hand. You got the field hand putting down his plow and putting his mule up in the barn and coming to talk about basketball. You got Shannon Sharp, an old sharecropper. You got Shannon Carp. You got Shannon Sharp leaving the field putting a mule up, putting a plow up, and coming to sit down and do a podcast about basketball. It's disgusting. You got Nick Wright. You got Slick Wright. You got him talking about basketball, lying, just lying about Jordan and other players, just telling bold-faced lies. Don't know nothing about basketball, nothing. 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 Thank you, Bookie Allen. Bookie Allen. Kobe won more with less. He did. He did. If y'all can only point, think about it. Y'all can only point to two players. Y'all can only say Shaq and Kobe. Who can we say about Magic? We can at least say Kareem and James Worthy. We can also say Byron Scott. We can also say in Magic's first championship when he got a Finals MVP, because Kareem was faking the injury, being petty and being feminine. When he had who did he have? Two other Hall of Famers. He had Magic had hold on a second. Hold on. Magic had I'm forgetting these players' name, man. He had two other Hall of Fame. I'm gonna give them to you real quick. Give me a second. On that Lakers team, it was Kareem, Magic, Jamal Wilkes, and Norm Nixon. And I'll even throw in Michael Cooper. But we're talking about him playing with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jamal Wilkes, Norm Nixon, and Michael Cooper. That was on one team. Kobe Bryant ain't never had a team like that. LeBron James had a team like that. Chris Bosh, D. Wade, Ray Allen. LeBron James had, but not Kobe. Kobe got two players y'all name, Pau Gasol and Shaq. Y'all ought to be shorter than yourselves. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Khalil said, check his usage rate. You talking about Kobe's?
Than Magic Johnson did in his entire NBA career. Shaquille O'Neal, meanwhile, is at 6 on this list, while Tim Duncan is at 7. Kobe Bryant won more with far less without Shaq than Shaq ever dreamed of winning without Kobe. And I wouldn't necessarily nitpick Duncan over Kobe, as I personally have them both on my all-time Mount Rushmore. But whoever you have over the other, they ain't 4 spots apart. This list is riddled with inconsistencies put forth by a myriad of ignorant, Kobe-hating frauds masquerading around as journalists. I think the best thing to do here and now is repost my complete and undeniable Kobe Bryant GOAT case. And please, guys, I have never asked you to share a video before, but like, comment, and repost this thing wherever and whenever possible. We must work together at this point to debunk and destroy the irrational Kobe Bryant hatred.
It's utter disgust. And like I said, basketball is very nuanced. What LeBron James has done is, no, we're not rebuilding Kobe. He's giving you stuff that Kobe's done. Y'all are rebuilding LeBron. Ain't nobody rebuilding Kobe. Kobe stuff is cemented in stone. Y'all are rebuilding LeBron. LeBron is the one with the horrible statistics, horrible shooting. Bookie said Shaq had great players before he played with Kobe. Penny Hardaway was all NBA, top 3 MVP, got swept in back-to-back years. Then his 3 years, he had all-star Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel. I agree. They underachieved. LeBron James had the best record in the NBA for 2 straight seasons and did not make it to the finals. LeBron James had the best record 2 years in a row and didn't make it to the finals. You all name me one great player on this on any list that had the best record in the NBA 2 years and didn't go to the finals. He's the biggest disappointment in sports history. You had the best record in the league twice, number 1 in defense twice, and couldn't make it to the finals. Whose fault was it? Why didn't LeBron James make it to the finals with the best defense and the best record? If I give that to any player on this list, they're at least going to the finals. They got Jerry West. They got Jerry West. They got Jerry West at number 15. Jerry West is 1-8 in the finals. Jerry West is the logo, and he is 1-8 in the finals. How is somebody that's 1-8 in the finals top anything? It should be a disgrace. Oh, LeBron's usage rate is high. Is it the highest ever in NBA history? You keep saying you can build a team around LeBron. Of course you can build a team around LeBron if he gets all the talent. Of course you can. Of course you can build a team around LeBron. LeBron went from Anthony Davis to Luka Doncic. What are y'all talking about building a team? LeBron James done played with more Hall of Famers than anybody in NBA history. He played with more Hall of Famers than Magic Johnson. That's hard to do. More than Kareem. That's hard to do. So, of course, you can rebuild a team if I'm steadily giving you the best players. What are we talking about? It's crazy. You can build a team around LeBron. Of course, you can rebuild a team with LeBron. Of course, you can. Because rebuilding a team with LeBron is going to tear up about 3 or 4 teams. They're going to lose key people. And then on top of that, I'm not going to talk about how this during the season this year, they let the Lakers just foul, hack. But what messed them up against Minnesota was they was leaving Minnesota open. Minnesota was hitting threes. That's what hurt the Lakers. If Minnesota kept driving, they'd have lost. But the fact that Lakers don't play no defense, all they do was foul, they lost. They lost. Again, stimulated students said, look all lottery picks that LeBron played with. LeBron James has played with 2 super teams. 2. LeBron James has played with 2 super teams, and y'all are talking about you can build a team with LeBron. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. But the Kobe Bryant slander has to stop. You've never seen LeBron James foul out of a game, but y'all say he plays defense. How was LeBron James playing defense but never fouling out of a game? Riddle me this, people. They say LeBron James plays defense, but he never fouls out of a game. Have you ever seen LeBron James with more than 3 fouls in a game? How was LeBron James playing all this defense with all these quick players, and he never fouls out? He's never in foul trouble. LeBron James is never in foul trouble. You know how crazy that is? He's played all these games and never been in foul trouble. LeBron James has played 20 plus years in the NBA and never been in foul trouble, but he's playing defense. It's absolutely disgusting. If I go through this list right now, Shaquille O'Neal underachieved. Larry Bird underachieved because his back went out. Wilt Chamberlain underachieved. Steph Curry, overachieved. Tim Duncan, underachieved because they should have beat the Heat when they lost because he missed a free throw, Kawhi missed a free throw, and then Popovich got paid to pull Tim Duncan out of the game. Now you got Chris Bosh. Now you got Tony Parker trying to box out Chris Bosh. That's how the ball got to Ray Allen because Chris Bosh was getting a rebound, jumping over Tony Parker's back to grab a rebound to give it to Ray Allen. After LeBron James just hit the backboard, shooting a three. Boom. Kobe Bryant, overachieved. Hakeem Olajuwon, I kind of teeter on underachieved, but he didn't have any All-Stars on his team. He spent 8 or 9 years with no other All-Stars. It's underachieved. Kevin Durant, underachieved. Oscar Robertson, underachieved. Jerry West shouldn't be in the list. Kevin Garnett, underachieved. Nikola Jokic, I ain't going to say underachieved. Dirk Nowitzki, I ain't going to say underachieved because they robbed Dirk Nowitzki. In 2006, D-Wade was averaging more free throws than the entire Dallas Mavericks team. They hated on the Dallas Mavericks. They were up 2-1 in that series, and the referees and the league, they hated on Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. So I'm not going to give Dirk Nowitzki underachievement. David Robinson was a great player too, man. He just didn't have the teams. He didn't have the teams. Nobody wanted to play in San Antonio. This is what it is. Julius Erving. He spent too many years in the ABA. Underachieved. But really, all this is about LeBron James being number one. All of this is about LeBron James being the GOAT. Now, this stat right here on the screen is actually right now is actually 2 for 30. Remember, I think it was one game where he had a tip back. He tipped the ball back in. LeBron James, since joining the Lakers, 1 for 29 with game tying or go-ahead field goals in the final 5 seconds of the fourth quarter or OT. Right, the stats actually 2 for 30, but you get my point. It's funny how LeBron James was clutch when he was in Cleveland, had the most clutch shots ever, but funny how in LA when folks started really keeping track, he's 2 for 30. He's 2 for 30. He's 2 for 30. Yes, manufactured his whole career. His whole career. This is the king right here. This is the king. Let me show you all the stats so I can compare LeBron to other Hall of Fame players. So let's start with free throws. Out of all the greats, Shaquille O'Neal, Dirk Nowitzki, Bob McAdoo, Karl Malone, Moses Malone, Jordan, Jason Kidd, Magic, out of all the greats, many on this top 20 list, the worst free throw percentages come from Shaquille O'Neal, Elvin Hayes, and LeBron James. The worst free throw percentages come from Shaquille O'Neal, Elvin Hayes, and LeBron James. How can LeBron James be the GOAT if he has one of the worst free throw percentages out of all of the greats? Magic Johnson shot 85% from the free throw line for his career. 85%. He's one of the top free throw shooters out of all the greats, and y'all say he can't shoot, but yet you can't name no player with a 85% free throw shooter that can't shoot. They can't shoot. I'm not done. I'm not done. I am not done. Now, if we look at LeBron James, full career. No, I don't want that one yet. I don't want that one yet. I want the other one I have. I want the other one I have. I hope I have it. Do I have it? Do I have it? Okay, I don't have it, but LeBron James' full career, his shooting percentage from 10 to 16 feet is 37%. His field goal percentage from 16 feet to 3-point is 39%. So from 16 to 3-point to the 3-point line is 39%. From 10 feet to 16 feet is 37%. But the difference is that the skill set players are able to shoot in that 10 to 16 foot range. That's where the skill players operate. 10 to 16 feet mean you got some skill. The further you get out, the less skill you got. The 10 to 16 feet is where that skill area is. So Steve Nash is 47%. Dirk Nowitzki is 47%. Shaq is 31%. Hakeem, 44%. Robert Parrish, 38%. Chris Paul, 49%. Gary Payton, 38%. Paul Pierce, 41%. Scottie Pippen, 39%. David Robinson, 38%. Dennis Rodman, 33%. John Stockton, 46%. Dwayne Wade, 38%. Russell Westbrook, 39%. And Dominique Wilkins, 34%. So you mean to tell me from 10 to 16 feet, Russell Westbrook shoots better than LeBron? You mean to tell me from 10 to 16 feet, Scottie Pippen shoots better than LeBron? You mean to tell me that David Robinson from 10 to 16 feet shoots better than LeBron? You mean to tell me that Dennis Rodman ain't that far off from LeBron at 10 to 16 feet? You mean to tell me that Robert Parrish shoots better than LeBron from 10 to 16 feet? So the point I'm making to you all is that LeBron James, for his position, for him being a perimeter player, for him being a non-post player, he's one of the worst shooters in NBA history for a star. But let's continue. Let's continue. And we know the media is full of propaganda because look who they got on the cover. WNBA 2K26. Look who they got on the cover. Iverson was bad for the culture of the NBA. He was. He was. Thank you, Isaac Singleton. He can't. That's why they focus on Kobe's field goal percentage, which actually isn't bad. in comparison to guys in his era. 100%. If we compare Kobe's field goal percentages, he shot what? Can we find that comparison? Can we? But listen, we gotta agree that Angel Reese being on the cover lets you. The media has lost all credibility. 2K26 lost all credibility. Angel Reese on the cover. Kobe's field goal percentage compared to his error. It says that I gotta find Kobe Bryant field goal percentage compared to shooting guard. That's what I need. Compared to shooting guards. I want to compare him to other shooting guards, but it's not really. This says Kobe's true shooting percentage was above the league average. From 96, 2013. Let me see. Yeah, I got to look into it. But let me remove this. But all in all of this is about the LeBron James media trying to destroy Kobe's legacy because everybody knows that Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron James. And everybody knows that Kobe Bryant is better than Steph Curry. This is not an argument. And people want to talk about all of this nonsense. What do your eyes tell you? Kobe Bryant is a better player than LeBron and Steph Curry. Steph Curry is not carrying a team anywhere. You can say he carried a team in 2022. I won't argue with you, but he had a great team. And he was going up against the slow and low IQ Boston Celtics. Low IQ Brown, low IQ Tatum, low IQ Marcus Smart. Low. How low can you go IQ? So the Warriors had a great team. Poole was great off the bench, scorer. They had GP3 locking up, or Gary Payton II locking up. They had Andrew Wiggins locking up and scoring, had a great series. They had Draymond Green had to sit him down because he was stinking up the joint. They had Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson wasn't shooting that well during that series. But I'll give Curry credit for that series that he carried the team. I'll give it to him. But that's 1 out of 4. Kobe Bryant had to do it 3 times, even though he lost 1. Kobe Bryant had to do it 3 times. Team on his back 3 times. Isaac Singleton said, Kobe's TSP, true shooting percentage, was actually 3 points above league average over shooting guards, while guys like LeBron and Luka were 2 points above league average for small forwards last season compared by positions of people. I mean, I'll go with that. You know, LeBron James mostly layups, though, and putbacks and fast breaks. Dr. J was 11-time All-Star, 10-time All-Star Game MVP, and 7-time All-NBA team. I mean, he was, but a lot of those stats was in the ABA. Dr. J was in the ABA how many years? Oh, Dr. J was in the ABA for 5. Well, that ain't bad. He was in. I'll take back my statement. I'll take it back. He spent 5 years in the ABA, so his stats probably would have been better in them. I'll give him credit for that. I'll give him credit for that. I'll take back my nah, he underachieved, but I'll take back some of my criticisms because he spent 16 years in the playing basketball, 11 in the NBA, 5 in the ABA. So I'll take back but he should have won more than, did he win 2 chips or 1? I think he might have won 1. He should have won more than 1, in my opinion. Estimated too, Dr. J kept losing the NBA Finals. Yeah, he underachieved them. Michael Wilbon exposed that LeBron has to be over Kobe and Magic and Bill Russell and Kareem. It's garbage. It is garbage. It's propaganda. It's propaganda. At the end of the day, I'll just say this before I go. Let me thank y'all real quick. Thank you, Cruise Missile, for the super stick. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Khalil says LeBron doesn't understand the game yet. He is called a savant. Listen to Kobe's detailed show versus Prince James, Mind the Game. Kobe is a savant. 1,000%, Khalil. 1,000%. Listening to Kobe break down basketball and listen to LeBron, it's like a kid that's remedial in a public school versus an Ivy League, a woke Ivy League college professor explaining racism. That's how far apart LeBron James is from Kobe. LeBron James is coloring. LeBron James' IQ of basketball, literally his mom putting his coloring paper where, when they color outside the lines, putting that on the refrigerator. And Kobe Bryant is a woke communist professor at Harvard teaching about racism. That's how far apart they are when it comes to explaining basketball. But thank y'all for the super stickers. And I'm going to say this. All of this propaganda is to make LeBron James be the GOAT. If you lower basketball standards, if you skew how players are measured, if you don't do the eye test, then you would just go by what these idiots say. And so nobody in their right mind believes that LeBron James is even in the top 10. Even in the top 20. He doesn't have a skill set, but yet he has 50,000 points. So again, I ask questions all the time. How does LeBron James have 50,000 points, but he can't shoot? How does LeBron James have 50,000 points, but he doesn't have a skill set? How? That's an indictment on the NBA. That's an indictment on the NBA that a guy with no skill set, with no bag, can have that many points. That's some media manipulation. That's some media manipulation when it comes to LeBron James. At the end of the day, we got to stop this. We got to stop the Kobe slander. And I know that sports will eventually die. I know they're going to have all kind of LGBTQs in the sport. I know they're going to destroy sports because they want to get rid of competition. They want men to be weak. I get it. But as long as it's around and it's just a little semblance of what I remember, I'm going to speak up. But when it totally gets sold out, I won't be talking about it because it's over. But as long as we can just respect these other players that paved the way, I'm going to try to do my piece. My piece, yeah. I'm going to try to do my part. I'm sorry. But LeBron James should not even be ranked. He's not held to a standard. He shouldn't be ranked. Rankings of players should only be of players that are held to a standard. That means when they fail, they get criticized. Just like when they succeed, they get credit. Anyway, listen, I love y'all, and I will see you all either tomorrow or Thursday. I just wanted to hop on here with this live and just say what I wanted to say. The Kobe Bryant slander is disgusting, and it must stop. Listen, I love y'all. Thank you to Green Journey. Thank you so much for moderating, Angel Wings. We love you. Thank you so much. And listen, I'm out. Love y'all. One more comment. I'm sorry. Thank you real quick. They removed the big so LeBron can be successful because when he played against actual bigs like Duncan, Dwight, KG, Tyson Chandler, his stats were terrible because he couldn't get to the rim and them teams forced him to shoot. Thank you so much, Bookie Allen. That is exactly what the league did. In 2007, the league saw that LeBron James could not function against a team that had a big man. So slowly but surely, they started getting rid of bigs. And then by 2011, the last bigs we saw were Tyson Chandler with the Dallas Mavericks. LeBron James was terrible. But then we get to the OKC, then we get to the Spurs. LeBron James was having a bad series against the Spurs. He had a good game 7, but he was having a bad series against the Spurs. He was in that first time. Then the next year, he played against OKC, but really no true bigs. Then the following year, he played the Spurs again and got destroyed, throttled, got beat by a record margin of 14.5 points a game. So Bookie Allen is 1,000% correct. The league had to change the game for LeBron James to be successful. Why? He doesn't have a skill set. Yes, Dwight Howard put him out of the playoffs. Oh, he did not play in the NBA until he was 26. Like I said, he missed some crucial years not being in the NBA. So my criticism of Dr. J isn't as harsh, boy, as it was earlier in this live. So I apologize to Dr. J, but I still feel like he should have won at least one more championship. But yeah, so I don't rank LeBron because the league, with other great players, before I go, with other great players, they had to take away things from them because they were so dominant. They had to do things like hack a Shaq. They had to say Wilt can't dunk. They had to do things to players so that they wouldn't be as dominant. But when it came to LeBron James, they totally changed the game so that he could be semi-dominant. It's disgusting. But listen, I love y'all.